Hello, I'm Jessica Long, Vice Principal for the class of 2025. The important members of my panel that will be speaking with you tonight are as follows. Sergeant Egle, School Resource Officer, Ali Buckaloo, Student Assistance Counselor, Paige Ewing, Prevention Resources, Renee Robeson, Hunterdon County Prosecutor, and Tim Drew, Chief of Detectives at the Prosecutor's Office. Thank you for joining us for Hunterdon Central's Junior Safety Night. The goals for this presentation are to provide you with information on Central's parking process, general driving safety, and issues related to drugs, alcohol, and other potentially harmful decisions. A helpful note for you is that Mrs. Montalbano is the secretary located in the 1112 House office who handles many of the administrative responsibilities of parking and graduation. Our campus security personnel, DRAs, and any of the other Central Vice Principals are good resources for any issues you may have, whether they are related to parking or not. In order to be eligible for parking, you must be a graduating senior with the class of 2025. There are 3 steps to the parking application process. You and a parent must watch this video and be prepared to answer questions pertaining to the information covered. Second, your parent and guardian must fill out the application through Aspen. The application will be made available in Aspen between May 13th and June 13th. Parents, if you need assistance with the parent login credentials, you can contact our IT department on our homepage under Quick Links or through the link in this video. You must fill out a Google form confirming that you and a parent or guardian watched the video. There will be a few questions to confirm that you understood what was here as well. Parking spaces will be awarded via the lottery system. Decals will be distributed in August to those students who are awarded spaces. Students not receiving parking will be put on a wait list by lottery number. If you are awarded parking, but do not have your license and/or vehicle, your space will be temporarily assigned to the next person on the wait list. Do not worry, we will hold your original parking space for you once you are eligible. Once you have your license, contact Mrs. Montalbano or me for those next steps. As one would expect, these are the documents you will need to complete the process. These documents must be submitted prior to receiving your decal. As you can see, we have 466 spots available on campus. We typically receive more than 500 applicants each year for parking. It is possible to increase your odds of getting a space by applying with a partner. 2 students would share the spot. It would be up to you to coordinate use of the space with your partner. As an added benefit, you would split the cost. I am sure you have a few questions at this time. These questions and more will be addressed in August with those students who have been awarded parking. Where do we go from here? The application must be completed before the window closes. Any late applications or late paperwork will affect your lottery status and can result in delayed or no awarding of parking. If you are awarded parking, you will be notified in early August with information about decal distribution later that month. A graduation packet will be included with the student parking award letters. Please complete and submit the graduation packet and make sure all fees are paid electronically before you come to pick up your decal. For those students who are not awarded parking, we will reach out to you about completing and submitting your graduation packet. Our next presenter is Ali Buckaloo, Student Assistance Counselor for the class of 2025.
Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Buckaloo, the Student Assistance Counselor for the class of 2025. I'm excited to speak to you all and talk about more what to expect as we head into senior year. We're going to talk about some trends in substance use as well as stressors you may face over the next year. Before we get started, I wanted to review with you our resources at Hunterdon Central. We have a student assistance counselor for each grade level. Our 9-10 SAC counselors are located across from room 130 in mid-campus counseling, and the 11-12 SAC counselors are located in the 11-12 house office. Both of these spaces are open throughout the school day to talk to a counselor or take a brief break to reset from a stressful day. There are also our 3 grade level junior counselors, Ms. Homburg, Ms. Taylor, Ms. Sweet, who will all be supporting you through these post-secondary planning process and whatever else you may need. We have additional counselors in school, such as school-based counselors and Care Plus counselors. Finally, we have our school resource officers, such as Sergeant Egley, who are all great resources to get to know, especially as seniors and you start to have more privileges on campus, such as driving. As you enter senior year in adulthood, you have an increased responsibility to think about what helps you to make good decisions. One thing that helps us to make good decisions are what we call protective factors. Protective factors are conditions or attributes in individuals, families, communities, or the larger society that help people deal more effectively with stressful events and reduce the risk in families and communities. Protective factors may help against stressful events such as substance use, failing classes, and getting into a motor vehicle accident. Examples of protective factors are positive attitudes or beliefs, goals for the future, good health mentally and physically, positive relationship with any trusted adult, strong social supports, among other things. As you enter adulthood, it is important to consider what factors in your life help you to make positive decisions for you and your future. One of the most important protective factors are goals and working towards the future. Being able to weigh your decisions against your goals and asking yourself, will this help me to get to where I want to go? When you have something to work towards, you're likely to delay looking for instant gratification or immediate reward. Looking for instant gratification can lead people to make unhealthy choices, such as engaging in substance use. When you're moving from one feel-good thing to the next, it can move you further and further away from your goals. As you think about your goals, think more about what is important to you. What are your values, your passions, your priorities? Make sure your actions and daily routines reflect who you are and who you are striving to be, because any incongruence in this area may bring extra stress, anxiety, and turmoil. Beware of distractions that life puts in your way and stay the course. Set your path based on you and not based on what your peers are doing or what others may want for you. Keep open communication with your supports, such as family and friends. It's important to find trusted adults you can talk to about what is going on in your life, such as parents or any other adult you trust. If you do not have a trusted adult in your life, you can talk to a counselor here at school at any point. In thinking about our decisions and how these decisions may impact our goals, we are now going to discuss some current trends in regards to substance use. The Monitoring the Future survey is given annually to students in 8th grade, 10th grade, and 12th grade who self-report their substance use behaviors over various time periods, such as the past 30 days, 12 months, and lifetime. The survey also documents students' perception of harm, disapproval of use, and perceived availability of drugs. The survey results are released the same year the data is collected. From February through June of 2023 was the last time this data was conducted. The 2023 survey reported significant decreases in use across many substances, including those most commonly used in adolescents, such as alcohol, marijuana, and vape nicotine. The 2023 decrease in vaping for both marijuana and tobacco follows a sharp increase between the years 2017 and 2019, and then leveling off in 2020. The percentage of students who reported using alcohol within the past year decreased significantly from 12th grade and remained stable for 10th and 8th. The data from 2022 to 2023 shows us a decrease in vaping nicotine for all grades surveyed, 12th and 10th, 12th reporting a decrease from 27.3 to 23.2, 10th grade 20.5 to 17.6, and finally in 8th grade from 12 to 11.4. There was also a decrease for 12th and 10th grade in THC vaping and an increase in 8th grade. There was a decrease shown in marijuana use for 12th and 10th grade, and 8th grade remained the same. Using substance to manage stress is not a healthy way to cope with what is going on, as it does not address the stressor or how to manage it. However, there are many other things you can do to take care of your stress as you head into senior year and your post-secondary planning. Some things that are not helpful to our stress are procrastination, putting things off and waiting till after the fact. Talking about an important topic spontaneously with your parents rather than giving it time and energy that it needs. Getting frustrated and asking what ifs for things that may happen in the future rather than focusing on the present. Comparing ourselves to others. Making impulsive decisions in the moment that may put all your hard work and goals in jeopardy. As you enter senior year, focus on what you can control. Some things that may be helpful with your stress are planning and organizing what is important to you, what your goals are, especially as you head into what you'd like to do after graduation. As you make important decisions, set aside time to discuss it with your parents or other trusted adults. Life-changing decisions are important, so it's helpful to give yourself some time to think through your choices. Focus on what is going on in the present. What can you control and what is out of your control? What of these things are just adding to your stress by worrying about them? Keep it all in perspective. This is an important year, but it is temporary, and this stress will not last forever. Think ahead as you make decisions. How may these choices affect the direction you're headed? Take in the next year. It flies by quickly, and celebrate the milestone you have reached to get here in a healthy and responsible way. You can always reach out to myself or your grade level counselor with any questions or concern. Please feel free to pop into the house office during passing time or at lunch. You can also check out our Student Assistance Counselor Google site for more resources, ways to build resiliency, and positive coping strategies. You can use your smartphone to scan this QR code for the Hunterdon County resources as we head into the summer. To conclude, I would like to end with this quote. Trust yourself. Create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievement.
Our next presenter is Paige Ewing from Prevention Resources.
Hi, I'm Paige Ewing from Prevention Resources. We're a local nonprofit that works to promote health and wellness in our community. We're dedicated to reducing substance misuse and working with youth to encourage healthier lifestyles. Addiction can happen to anyone, but teens are more susceptible to drug and alcohol addiction because of their brain chemistry. The teen brain is primed for addiction, in short, because the brain is still developing. It's still growing until about age 25. Think about it this way. Teens' brains are getting put together like a puzzle, especially the parts that help with making decisions and controlling impulses. These areas are still fragile and can get messed up by drugs and alcohol use. Drugs and alcohol change the chemicals in the brain that help control how we feel and how we think. Using drugs as a teen can leave a mark on the brain that lasts a long time. Teens are more likely to get hooked on drugs because their brains really like rewards. When drugs change the brain's reward system, it can make teens want more and more, even if it's not good for them. Using drugs can mess with important stuff like doing well in school, having good friendships, and learning how to handle tough situations. It can even affect your decision-making and get you into some dangerous situations like driving under the influence. Driving impaired by any substance, alcohol or other drugs, whether legal or illegal, is against the law in all 50 states. Even in states where marijuana laws have changed, it's still illegal to drive under the influence of the drug. Alcohol, marijuana, and other drugs can impair the ability to drive because they slow coordination, judgment, and reaction times, critical skills needed when behind the wheel. It's important to remember that if you feel different, you drive different. Now, I'm sure you've heard about the opioid crisis here in New Jersey and across the United States. But now teens are more at risk than ever. So much so, an entire classroom of young people are dying each week due to the deadly drug fentanyl. Drug traffickers have turned smartphones into a one-stop shop to market, sell, buy, and deliver deadly fake prescription pills and other dangerous drugs. These traffickers are using platforms such as Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook to market and advertise their drugs, then connecting to unsuspecting youth. To pay, it's all done through online platforms like Venmo, Zelle, and Cash App. Most people buying drugs online have never met the person and have no idea who they're really talking to. Criminal drug networks are abusing social media to expand their reach, create new markets, and target new clientele. This includes selling deadly fake Adderall, Xanax, oxycodone, and other pills, often to unsuspecting teenagers and young adults who think they're buying the real thing. These fake pills are often poisoned by the deadly drug fentanyl. Just 2 milligrams of fentanyl, that's a few grains of sand, can kill a person. That's because fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin. So with these fake pills that have fentanyl mixed into them, the scariest thing is that even just one pill can kill someone. It's important to remember that the only safe medications are ones that come from licensed pharmacies. Pills purchased outside of a licensed pharmacy are illegal, dangerous, and potentially lethal. It's important to remember if anyone gets into any alcohol or drug-related emergency, always call 911. In situations involving alcohol poisoning, drug overdose, or other related emergencies, every second counts. Emergency medical responders are trained to provide life-saving assistance such as administering CPR, administering naloxone for opioid overdoses, or providing other necessary interventions. Delaying or avoiding calling 911 could result in serious harm or even death. In some cases, individuals may be hesitant to seek help due to concerns about getting in trouble or facing repercussions. But here in New Jersey, we have a law called the 911 Lifeline legislation, and this provides immunity from prosecution on public and private property if you call for help. All you have to do is call 911, stay with your friend experiencing the medical emergency, and then talk with authorities once they get to the scene. This law is designed to encourage people to call for help without fear of legal repercussions. By calling 911, you can save a life. We know that talking about drugs and alcohol can be hard and sometimes uncomfortable, but it's incredibly important. Teens are going through one of the most exciting times in their lives and don't need drugs or alcohol getting in the way. Parents, we know that people often say, "Oh, that doesn't happen here," or "Oh, it's not my child." But it's vital to remember that addiction can happen to anyone, and you must have conversations with your kids. We created a parent toolkit to help with that. It has facts and talking points to be able to have conversations with your kids, from elementary age students all the way up to young people in college. We want to thank you for taking the time to hear about the importance of avoiding drugs and alcohol as teens and for promoting the well-being of our youngest members of our community. Remember, as an agency, Prevention Resources is here for you. For more information or to get in contact with us, please visit www.njprevent.com or call us at 908-782-3909. And thank you again.
Our next presenters are Tim Drew and Renee Robeson from the Hunterdon County Prosecutor's Office.
Hello, I'm the Hunterdon County Prosecutor, Renee Robeson. My thanks to the Hunterdon Central Regional High School for including us in this event. I'm a lifelong resident of Hunterdon County and grew up in White House Station. My children and I each graduated from Hunterdon Central and have many fond memories. I was appointed last year by Governor Murphy to serve as your county prosecutor, and it is an honor and I am thankful for the opportunity each day. The Hunterdon County Prosecutor's Office is comprised of detectives and assistant prosecutors. When serious crimes or incidents occur within Hunterdon County, it is the responsibility of these detectives and assistant prosecutors to work with the police agency where the investigation originated to ensure that the case is thoroughly investigated. When criminal behavior has been uncovered, it then becomes the duty of the prosecutor's office to move forward with a criminal prosecution or diverting of the offender into an array of diversionary programs. Each case is evaluated individually, and a determination is made based on what serves the victim, the community, and the offender most appropriately, as it is understood that justice is best served when our prosecutions and diversions help to ensure that the criminal behavior is not repeated by the offender.
Hello, I'm Chief Tim Drew. I'm the Chief of Detectives at the Hunterdon County Prosecutor's Office. One of the main issues that our office deals with among the high schools throughout the county is cyber harassment and cyber threats.
The crime of cyber harassment is found in the New Jersey Code of Criminal Justice in 2C, Chapter 33-4.1, and it provides that a person commits the crime of cyber harassment if, while making a communication in an online capacity via any electronic device or through a social networking site and with the purpose to harass another person, that person, 1, threatens to inflict injury or physical harm to any person or property of any person, 2, knowingly sends, posts, comments, requests, suggests, or proposes any lewd, indecent, or obscene material to or about a person with the intent to emotionally harm a reasonable person or place a reasonable person in fear of physical or emotional harm to his person, or 3, threatens to commit any crime against the person or the person's property.
Images or posts about weapons or comments which can be interpreted as potentially violent or threatening behavior causes alarm. This often results in police, an administrative action which can result in serious consequences for the person who made the post.
So before posting comments or sharing images, take a moment and think about how others may feel about it. Step back and ask yourself if the content could have been taken in a way that you may not have intended. And if it could be, change it or don't post it.
Do not share images of others if they were meant to be private or were taken without the person's consent. Sharing certain images can have serious consequences for the person in the image and the person sharing the image.
Do not share or post comments about others if you would not want those comments posted about you.
Do not share images of yourself that you don't want shared by others.
Do not allow others to take pictures of you that you don't want shared with others, because once that picture is out, you have no way of knowing where it may end up.
Do not share your passwords or give others access to your social media or email accounts. If you have shared this information or believe others know the information, change it now.
On behalf of the entire Hunterdon County Prosecutor's Office, we wish you health, safety, and success.
Our next presenter is Sergeant Scott Igley from Raritan Township Police Department. Sergeant Igley is also our school resource officer.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Scott Igley from the Raritan Township Police Department, and I'm Hunterdon Central High School's resource officer. I'm fortunate to have this opportunity to speak with the class of 2025 as part of the Teen Safety Night. As your school resource officer, I would like to address some of the common new driver issues that will make your driving experience safer during your time at Hunterdon Central. As you all know, the arrival and dismissal times at Hunterdon Central can be quite chaotic. And on a daily basis, you are expected to arrive on time while contending with heavy vehicle traffic, buses, and pedestrians as you navigate your assigned spot. This can prove to be a difficult task for an experienced driver, nonetheless, a student with a graduated driver's license. It is important that any time you get behind the wheel, you are not distracted, both internally or externally. This means that you should not be distracted by whatever is going on in your personal life, and certainly not be distracted by any electronic devices or doing any activity other than driving, especially while entering or exiting the campus at Hunterdon Central Regional High School. To avoid internal distractions, start out by waking up early enough to prepare yourself for the school day. This will give you sufficient time to get to your destination without feeling rushed. Try to resolve any personal issues that could distract you and take your attention away from the road. Once you have received your assigned parking space, before school starts for the year, take a practice run. This will familiarize you with which course of travel is required to get to your parking space. That way, you are not trying to figure everything out on your first day of school in heavy traffic. As much as it is important that you arrive on time and ready to learn, your safety is paramount. Nothing is worth putting you and your passengers at risk just to avoid being marked late. So slow down, take your time. External distractions are physical distractions such as smartphones, food, drinks, personal grooming items, adjusting the vehicle sound system, and even having multiple passengers. Reading text messages, checking social media, or talking on a handheld phone have no business being used while driving. Most conversations can wait until you arrive at your destination. Another option is having your passenger handle the conversations or pull off the roadway to a safe location. In regards to passengers, driving with a graduated New Jersey driver's license only allows for one passenger while operating a vehicle without a parent or a guardian. A summons could be issued subsequent to a motor vehicle stop, as well as if you are involved in an accident with too many passengers in your vehicle. This law was designed so that a new driver is not distracted by having multiple passengers. Driving fatalities in New Jersey have dropped from years prior, which is a good thing. The Highway Safety Division said they will continue focusing on reducing the hazards contributing to fatal crashes, such as distracted or impaired driving, speeding, and failure to wear seatbelts. It is hard to imagine, with all the literature available, 49% of people under 35 years of age continue to send texts or read messages while driving. 5 seconds is the average time your eyes are taken off the road while texting. If you were traveling at 55 miles per hour, that would be like driving the entire length of a football field, blindfolded. Hunterdon Central uses the term portal to portal when talking about students coming and going from school. The school has a level of responsibility the minute you leave your house to head to school. This would work the same way as departure. The school has an interest in making sure that you arrive safely. I would hope that certain precautions have become second nature to you, like wearing your seatbelt and following the rules of the road, particularly speeding or driving in a reckless or careless manner. Not only are these violations of New Jersey's motor vehicle law, they are in place to keep you and the rest of the public safe. The roadways leading up to school become congested 20 minutes prior to and after the school day. It is important that you follow the rules of the road and drive defensively. The other school resource officers, school security, and I are monitoring arrivals and departures and trying to keep everyone safe. Our school security has a crossing detail on Junction Road during arrival and dismissal. It is important to follow their directions carefully. It is not an easy task to safely cross the volume of pedestrian foot traffic while contending with vehicle traffic. Some of the recurring violations that we have observed during arrival are vehicles loading and unloading passengers while stopped in traffic on a roadway. Not only is this a violation of New Jersey motor vehicle law, it can also be extremely dangerous having your passenger cross the road with limited visibility of oncoming traffic. So please take the time to follow all marked courses and drop off students in a safe location like the curb in front of the school's entrances. Take the time to ensure your passenger arrives safely at school. All of the parking lots at Hunterdon Central have arrows painted on the pavement to direct the flow of traffic so that students and staff can enter and exit campus safely. Take your time pulling into your parking space. Most motor vehicle accidents that we handle at the school involve parking or backing out of a space. When backing out of your space into traffic, never assume that the driver of the vehicle in the lane of travel sees you. Take your time, and if backing is a concern for the individual, consider waiting 15 minutes for the traffic to subside. If you are involved in an accident, remember these 4 things. Stay at the scene, because leaving can result in additional legal consequences and additional violations. Number 2, activate the 911 or notify your SRO depending on the severity of the accident. Number 3, stay in your vehicle. It could be dangerous to get out of your car in traffic. Take this time to assess yourself and passenger for injuries. And last, stay calm. Don't get into an argument with the other driver. Take this time to gather your information. Regardless of how minor these accidents are, they still need to be reported, and you should not leave the scene of the accident. How can you report a motor vehicle crash? If you are off campus, you should dial 911 to report the motor vehicle accident or call that local police department. If the accident is on campus, there are several ways to get police assistance. The school resource officers can assist with a motor vehicle crash report. We monitor the Hunterdon Central Regional High School radios, so any staff member with a radio can contact us. You can also call the main number for the high school. Hunterdon Central Security answers the phones from about 7 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. and will be able to contact us over the Hunterdon Central Regional High School radio. Once you have made contact and you know we're responding, it will be helpful if you gather your required documents that include license, registration, and insurance. Copies of these documents are required by the school prior to receiving a parking permit. These documents are also required when you operate a motor vehicle. It is a good idea that you know where they are and that they are current. It is obviously illegal to operate a motor vehicle if you are unlicensed, unregistered, or uninsured. It is also illegal if you fail to exhibit those documents or have expired documentation while operating a motor vehicle. If you return to your vehicle at the end of the school day and you notice damage that was not there when you parked at arrival, do not move your vehicle. You should contact the police to take a report and investigate the damage. Most of Hunterdon Central's parking lots and inner roadways are covered by security cameras and can be reviewed at a later date. If you are involved in a motor vehicle accident, you will be assigned an accident report number. All accident reports take between 5 to 7 business days after the incident, and in order to obtain a copy of the report, you can pick the report up at Raritan Township Police Headquarters. Raritan Township Police Department uploads all the reports into crashdocs.org through Carfax as well, and a copy of the report can be obtained through the website without having to go to our headquarters. We can also provide a business card with the accident number at the scene. Getting your driver's license is one of your first rites of passage into adulthood. It's a sense of freedom. It allows you to travel on your own and make your own decisions. And with this freedom comes adult responsibilities. As a police officer and a parent, I ask you to take this responsibility seriously. Don't drive impaired or distracted. Slow down and arrive at your destination safely. Beginning your senior year is a major milestone, and I wish you all the best for a safe and productive senior year.
This concludes our program for Junior Safety Night. Don't forget to complete all 3 parts of the application process. Feel free to contact me with any questions. Thank you, and good night.